Hey guys, what's up? It's B-Boy Isaac from the Perth City Breakers, and in this lesson, I'm going to teach you guys a basic power move called the crickets. The only prerequisite I have for this is if you have baby freeze on both sides using your right and your left hand, okay? That's it guys, so if you do have that, let's get started. All right guys, so before we start, it's really important to warm up our wrists, okay? Because doing these stabs, we gotta warm up, man, seriously. So a really good way to warm up as well is doing these wrist rolls with your fingers clenched like this. So you got a fist and then going both directions and then doing it with your fingers straight, okay? Because it's using different tendons as well. All right, going up and down, like it's tuttering. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. Wonder if tutting is a good warm-up as well for your wrists. Is it? Probably not. It's not ideal. Okay, doing these. Doing little circles like this. Okay, so take your time when you're warming up your wrists, guys. And once you are warmed up with your wrist, then we can start, okay? All right, Fit Rockers. So before we start actually learning the crickets itself, I think a good drill to practice first is the hang glide, okay? So all the hang glide is, guys, is just, you're in that turtle freeze position like this, and you're gliding just like that. So to start off with, guys, I did as well when I started my journey learning the crickets. I used a beanie or anything that you have to minimize the friction, okay? So what we're gonna do now is you're gonna stab like this. And then with your opposite hand, guys, you're just gonna rotate like this. And you can start with both your feet on the ground, okay? Bit like training wheels, okay? So once you get comfortable with that and you feel all right, then take your feet off and start rotating, okay? Get multiple rotations. So, and this is like how you start experiencing what it's like to start spinning a lot if you're new to breaking. And like, this is the first power move that you learned, because I think this was the first power move that I learned as well. It took me like 5 weeks to get crickets, but before I was just doing these hang glides. And it was really fun. It was like my first experience like spinning. And whenever you learn a power move or your first power move, it literally feels like you're flying, like every time you learn a new power move. So it's a really fun experience. So, one other tip, guys, when we're doing the hang glide is when we're in our stab, okay? Instead of like arching or like sagging into our arm like this, we want to lift up like this. Okay, not sag into it, but keep up like this, okay? So you're using your abs, you got to engage your abs when you're doing this. And another tip is, this is also applied to when you're doing crickets or jackhammers or turtles, is to gain the speed when you're turning, you want to look the direction, okay? So if I'm turning, guys, if I'm going anti-clockwise, which is my preferred way, so I'm stabbing with my left hand, I'm going to be looking to my left shoulder, so as if I'm turning this way, and that will help me gain speed, okay? Guys, I hope you had a lot of fun learning how to do the hang glide. We don't need the beanie anymore. The next drill that I want you guys to do, okay, so I will count that as a drill, just practicing the hang glide. So you get comfortable with the spinning, learning how to rotate constantly, and having that balance, okay? So you want to practice that. The next thing that we want to practice, guys, is how to get the height when we're hopping, okay? So it's pretty easy. All we're going to do is we're going to stab, and then we're going to jump up, clap, and catch, okay? The reason why I want you guys to clap is so you know you have the right amount of height when you're jumping, okay? If you can clap, then you know you've got enough height to be able to make that cricket look nice and big, like you want a bigger hop, okay? The bigger the hop, the more nicer it looks, okay? So when you're exaggerating movements, it always looks nicer. All right guys, so we're gonna get into our turtle position like this, and then we're gonna clap, okay? Now, if you are struggling to get enough height to clap like this, honestly, just keep practicing this drill over and over until you get enough claps, okay? Or you get enough height with your clapping. So say at least you can clear 3 in a row and clap properly. If you can't clear 3 in a row and you find it too hard to actually connect your clap, then guys, keep practicing this drill over and over until you get better at it, okay? Clap. Clap. All right, also one more thing, if you are struggling to get this clap, use your legs as well to kick yourself up. Okay, see how I push my legs and my hips to come up? They can give you a little bit more extra height, okay? Because we also want to do this when we're doing the cricket itself. So practice that as well. Pushing your hips up, using your legs to kick up as well, okay? So like this. Okay, see I'm pushing up. Kick! Okay, that's going to help. So now we're actually going to learn how to do the crickets, all right? So what you guys are going to do is if you stab on your left hand like I do, you're going to be copying what I am doing. If you stab on your right, just do the opposite of what I'm teaching you. It's the exact same, okay? So stabbing on your left hand, guys, what you're going to do is you're going to have your fingers pointing down in the stab position, and then you're going to have your right hand in the air like this. And what happens is your right hand is going to pull you and you're going to be turning. And then what happens is your wrist is going to be turning, and it's going to be turning, pointing. Your fingers are going to be pointing to the side. Then I want you to push, okay? And then catch like this. And then catch with your fingers pointing downwards, okay? And then pull, and then your fingers are going to be pointing to the side, and then push, and then catch with your fingers to the side. So like this, ready? Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, okay? So let's practice that. Don't worry about your feet right now, guys. So I'm just gonna have my feet scraping on the floor like this, okay? So my fingers are pointing backwards. I'm gonna pull and then push, bam. Pull, push, bam. Pull, push, bam. Pull, push, okay? Pretty easy, guys. And then what happens, the next step to do, guys, once you play around with that, try and do that without your feet touching the ground, okay? So try and do it a bit slowly first. So pull, push, okay? Again, maybe you might only be able to do one. So pull, push, okay? And then, like I've been saying before, if you've ever watched any of my other tutorials on Powermove, it's all a psychological game as well, okay? So if you can only clear one, then go for 3 of them. So mentally you're gonna go for 3 of them, but you'll probably get like 1 or 2 nice clean ones, okay? And once you've got like, say 2 clean ones, then go for 4, okay? Push for 4, and eventually you'll end up getting 3 clean ones. And then push for 5, and you're probably getting 4 clean ones, okay? So keep pushing for a high number over and over again. Because if you go for 2 clean ones as a beginner, you're probably only gonna get 1 nice one, and then your second one's gonna be rubbish, okay? So always go for more than what you can do, because it'll push you to get a cleaner one, okay? So remember that when you're practicing power moves. All right guys, so once you figure out how to get 1 cricket by just doing this pull and then push motion, then you're on your way to getting multiple ones, okay? So once you know how to do 1, then you're ready to get multiple, and you're on your way to getting as many as you like, all right? So it just takes repetition, practices multiple times a week, and you'll get it guaranteed, okay? So just practice the drills, the push and then clap to get the height, and the hang glide, and you should be good, all right? See you guys, peace.